So today I'm speaking about how to tell the difference between God's voice and your own. This is very important, family, because I find a lot of people they don't know how to discern whether it's God or whether it's themselves. Okay. And I think because I've heard that a lot, I've actually done this topic a few times. And it's not to diminish anybody, it's not to disparage anybody, it's to encourage. Because I've shared with you guys before, I have been deceived. I have been deceived. I've been deceived myself, and I've been deceived by others. And I don't want anyone to go through what I've been through. I told you guys that in my early 20s, I was really, really broken at the time. And unfortunately, I joined a cult, and that was not great. Okay, that was not Sam's best moment, but I was deceived. I was deceived, and I don't want anyone to go through that. I've been hurt a lot by the church. Doesn't stop me from going to church. Because I understand now church is not about a person in a pulpit. It's about a relationship. I take that time, I take it seriously because I honor God with that time. I don't care who's speaking. I'm there because God has me there. I'm alive. I'm on this live. I'm healthy because God has that for me. And so I feel very strongly about my relationship with God, and wanting to help other people grow in their faith, because God is very real. If you look at the news today, you see that end times are here, and we're acting like we have all the time in the world, and we don't. They're actually saying that days are moving faster on the earth, that time is actually speeding up. That I think it was a couple of days ago, maybe about a week ago, they said they had the fastest moving day they've experienced on planet Earth. That the days are moving faster. That we're having floodwaters that go up to 25 feet in 45 minutes. We're having earthquakes that we can't understand. We're seeing storms, lightning storms, electric storms that they've never seen. We're seeing a lot of things, wars happening, just a lot of things that we're paying attention. Pope passed away. There's a lot of things that are happening right now that are indicative of the end times. Okay? Indicative of the end times. And so I want you guys to really be mindful of what we're seeing and not be asleep at the wheel. Okay? I was just talking to someone about this. It is not time for us, accelerated earth rotation. Yes. It's not time for us to be asleep at the wheel. It's time for us to be intentional. It is time for us to be intentional. And a lot of us are not being intentional. We're letting life drive us when we need to be driving our lives and allowing God to drive our lives. Okay. I was just talking to somebody about that. And I'm going to make a fun example before I get into like a real example. But I was talking to someone, and he was sharing with me this relationship, and he was telling me certain things, and he was like, there's a big detail he left out. The first time we spoke about this relationship, big detail. And I'm saying to myself, you didn't tell me that before. You didn't think that was important? And he was like, well, I mean, I just was like in a relationship, blah, 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 blah. No, sir. No. We have to be intentional, family. And I feel like our life, our culture, everything is like, we're not intentional. We need to be intentional with the way that we live our lives and the decisions that we make with the time that we have. And a lot of us are just asleep at the wheel, allowing life to happen and life to pass us by. And God is calling you out of that. God is calling you to be intentional. God is calling you to move at a pace, in a place with intention. All right. And you can't know what God is telling you to do if you do not know what his voice sounds like to you. You cannot, there's people that will come to me and say, God told me to do this. God told me to do that. I think God wants me in this relationship. She's married. He's married. God is not going to send you a wife that's somebody else's wife. oh, she married my husband. No, that's her husband. God didn't promise you another woman's husband. God didn't promise you another man's wife. That is not your person. You cannot tell me that God is going to send you someone when their present form is married. Now, if they become unmarried, then we might have a conversation. But if they're still married, that's somebody else's wife. It's somebody else's. So many people I see, oh, my God promised me this spouse and he's now married to somebody else. Then he's not your spouse. He's somebody else's. That is out of order, family. There's so many people, God told me to do this. God told me to blah, 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 because he wants me to be rich. He wants you to be rich for what? What do he want you to be rich for? Because God is not going to bless somebody with finances if they do not steward their finances well. The enemy promotes without having any type of preparatory course, but God does not. He teaches you how to drive the car before you drive the car, before you get the car. All right. And so a lot of people, God told me, he want me to buy all this up because it's about to blow up. It's about, we about to be rich, baby. God told me to get 87 lottery tickets today. He did it because gambling that's not like a God thing. Gambling ain't a God thing. I'm not here to condone. There's not a Bible verse that says thou shalt not. I don't know. I cannot recall a verse that says thou shalt not gamble, but I know gambling ain't one of the things God calling you to do. Okay. God is not calling you to selfish ambition. God doesn't bless people so that you can just hoard the money while other people suffer. That's not what God calls you to do. God calls you to be blessed, to be a blessing. That's what he calls you to do. Generosity is a weapon. That is the kingdom of heaven. He will continue to bless those who bless others, those who steward their finances well. Those who steward their finances well. That is who God continues to bless. Okay, so God is, again, that's all that I want you guys to understand. Okay, so number one, we have to, in order to understand God's voice, and in order to understand which voice in your head is speaking, we have to know his word. We have to know the character of God. That doesn't mean you have to read the entire Bible. There are verses that speak on the character of God. There are just certain things God is not calling you to do. And if you do not know his word, you do not know him. You know aspects of him, but his word is a tool to understand who you are and who you belong to. I think that if you are in a relationship or a couple, go ahead, read the Bible with your person. I think it's a beautiful thing to go through the Bible and really understand the word for yourself. So many of us sleep at the wheel, just allowing broken preachers, people that we're seeing that have fallen from grace, not because none of us are perfect. But a lot of us are just letting pastors tell us what scripture mean. A lot of us are just allowing pastors to take a verse and it's completely out of context. We don't know where it comes from. We don't know the original translation. We don't know any of these things. But this is the context to which we live our lives. We say we're Christians, but we don't know the Bible. That is how you get deceived. So many people sitting here. We talk about the KKK. The KKK was founded on a Bible verse. That was part of their tenets. They're over here taking people out for the color of their skin. And there was a Bible verse that was utilized to justify what they was doing to a group of people. Family, we sleep at the wheel. We are asleep at the wheel. And that's because we do not take the time to really understand God for ourselves. We let other people tell us who God is without us really taking the time and being intentional with the time. I would literally say to somebody, if you look at the news today, the most important thing you need to do today is get to know God for yourself. That's the most important thing. That is the most important thing you need to do. Hey guys, thank you for watching this video. I appreciate you guys. Go ahead, hit the subscribe button, y'all. Let's not just be every once in a while. Let's become family, okay? Friends that are family, okay? Join my family today.